And welcome everyone. This is the Saturday Q&A. This is an impromptu Q&A. My name is Frederick Jones. I'm the publisher of Saturday AM, and I want to welcome you all to a very impromptu Q&A. We actually have one scheduled with Joey Ellis, the creator of Leaky Timbers, but we were unable to confirm all those for today. So this is our regular series that we do every Saturday night from usually about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this one is, like I said, very impromptu. I wanted to basically make sure we had something available for this evening, which is July 2nd, 2014, or August 2nd, sorry, 2014. But also, there were a couple of things I did want to make sure that we had a chance to talk about, which we would have done tonight with Joey anyways. So I wanted to make sure this was available for everyone to have a chance to check out and enjoy. We will obviously be taking questions live, and I'll be broadcasting this in a moment to our Facebook fan page, as well as to our Twitter followers. But again, if you're not familiar with Saturday AM, we are a digital manga magazine. Digital in the sense that right now we currently don't have a print version, but we've been rather prolific. We've got 13 issues available. We have our 14th issue come out next Saturday, which is August 9th. Which will debut an even newer manga, but called TTX. But all of our manga is brand new. It's one of the things that we feel is very special about us is that we're offering new ideas to the manga scene. We're featuring creators from literally around the world, everywhere from Vietnam to Africa to America and so on. So we are extremely excited about what we're trying to do. And we've been very fortunate because we've got some amazing fans who supported us despite the fact that we're not a very big company or publication. But we try to do these Q&As to really dig deep into the idea of our creators and what the creative process is like for people in this new world where people can make comic books and really any sort of content on their own and distribute it with an international following. We really try to, with these Q&As, dig deep into the actual thought process of individuals who are doing these types of things. So, again, I want to welcome you to the Saturday Q&A. Like I said, this is a very impromptu one. I felt bad because we did not have the Q&A finalized that we wanted to have with Joey Ellis. We will reschedule that, but we definitely have a lot of exciting things we want to talk about, and so I figured I would give about 30 to 45 minutes to our fans to discuss. So we'll be taking questions. You can comment via the chat window. If you're using the Google Hangout module, you can also utilize the Q&A functionality, which is pretty impressive for the Hangout. So you're able to actually ask a question, and it can prompt itself into the queue. So I'm going to go ahead and just make things available here. See, we've got a few viewers. I will, or at least one viewer. So feel free to ask any questions. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that everything is posted correctly to our social media, and then I'll be right back. All right. So we got our first question from Amit. And Amit, you actually had posted a question earlier as well, I think, or you had sent me an email about something, so I can actually address both of those. And then, obviously, I'll get into a few things, prepared remarks I wanted to have about the various things we have going on. But Amit asked a question. he says, how's the Saturday podcast coming along? So, we have a podcast coming along called Thank God It's Friday, or TGIS. We intend to launch that this weekend. We recorded it actually last Monday, and did some editing. And it's not the best first episode. I think if you listen to a lot of podcasts like I do, I listen to a lot of them. Been doing it for years when I work out, for example. If you listen to a lot of podcasts, particularly when they first start out, even the ones that are just like super popular now and refined, they're pretty open and pretty honest, and so I want to make sure that we're the same way. And so, it's not excellent. We have some pretty decent discussion about a couple of things, but one of the reasons I wanted to have this Q&A tonight was to basically, put this to our viewers and to our fans about what sort of things you'd like to have in the podcast. So I don't want to spoil what's in the podcast. I will say that we do talk about San Diego Comic-Con a lot. But the podcast really, the way I described it to some friends the other day was to say that, the Saturday Q&A that you're viewing right now or participating in right now, that is basically like the more serious, thoughtful, specific deconstruction and conversation about the creative process. So that's really kind of an extension of our pilot manga submissions group. So this is really a place where you can go, you can talk directly to creators, you can ask them very specific questions about techniques, talents, just the psychology of writing and drawing, which, as I've said before, can be very lonely. It's just a great place to go and get like a specific sort of conversation. I feel like we're doing well with that. And so that'll be every Saturday, and we of course will be focusing primarily on Saturday AM and afternoon WebEx creators, but eventually we'll try to get more talent. Tonight, for example, we were supposed to have Joey Ellis, a creator of a book that I like a lot called Leaky Timbers. We couldn't finalize things with that, and unfortunately, just being a small company, we just didn't have a backup, really. So that's why we're doing this tonight. But the TGIS, the podcast, is meant to be completely different. So whereas the Q&A is going to be something that's a lot more specific, a lot more in depth, the Q&A, the podcast is entertainment. It's it is informative. We do discuss things, but Dave and I, Dave's a very funny guy. He's a creator of Spoon. He's a very funny guy. I like Dave a great deal, and I think that he and I have a natural rapport. So I think that it's something where we can just really, for the fans, really kind of just geek out. Because I feel like a lot of you guys would like to geek out with us, and we're really busy. But we geek out. We geek out when we talk to each other inside of Saturday AM and afternoon WebEx. And so this is Dave and I's opportunity to just kind of geek out about things that I think everyone else geeks out about, but put maybe a different type of conversation to it that would normally be there. So yeah, that's the basic idea. TGIS is really just meant to be something that's kind of open and fun. And so you shouldn't expect to see anything really deep in there. But if you've got 30 minutes to an hour, you can be entertained, and that's essentially what it is. So it's coming along. We were doing we edited it. Everything is straight. We need to add some music to it just to punch it up a little bit, and so we'll be doing that. And so we should have it by this weekend. Next question is from Casman Gamble. Let's see here. My computer's going extremely slow, so I apologize. Here we go. So Casman asked a question in regards to pilot manga, and Casman is asking, will we still get to keep our character creation for a new manga if we make a new one, that is? So I think, Casman, correct me if I'm wrong, Casman, I think what Casman is asking is if they were to make if you create a character for a manga that we reject within the pilot manga submissions group, if you were to do that, would that preclude you from being able to take that same character and put them inside of a new manga concept? So if you had, for lack of a better phrase, if you had Wolverine and you had the concept called the Avengers, and we said, no, that's stupid, and we wouldn't say it's stupid, but we said no, and then you said, okay, well, I love the character though, so I'm going to reuse him for X-Men, and I'm going to submit that idea. Then yeah, I mean, I don't have an issue with that. I don't think that's, creativity is a very multifaceted thing, so I don't think there's any particular aspect to that you have to worry about from that angle. So yeah, so that's not an issue there. And off of that question, let's talk a little bit about the pilot manga. Many of you all have submitted stuff into the pilot manga. We're really, really impressed and appreciative. The pilot manga program, for those of you who don't know, is a submissions program that we have. It's a community first and foremost, but it's a submissions program for serious manga and/or webcomic potential creators. We really felt that, first of all, we saw that a lot of people were really excited about what we were doing and wanted to join, and that's something that is extremely appreciative, that we're very appreciative of. It's really amazing, frankly, because we're not even a year old. As you all know, many of our talent, White Manga, one of the most popular creators, has had his stuff available for quite a while on other websites. I mean, he's big on YouTube. He's been on other websites as well. And obviously, when he became exclusive to us, that was a huge feather in our cap. But that any of you guys would then also be excited about the stuff that we were doing, seeing all those creators that we were bringing on exclusively, and say, hey, I want to be a part of that. That's really amazing. And I've been doing this for a very long time, but it's amazing. Whenever I create something, whenever I work on a brand, and you see people actually go for that brand, that they get excited about it. To me, it's what makes business and marketing so exciting, is when people get excited about something that intently. But at the same time, we're not those other websites, so we're not in a position to just accept everybody, because we don't have the manpower, we don't have the capacity. So I created the pilot manga idea for really two reasons. One was to facilitate some of the creators having a chance to create their concepts and put their concepts, have a chance for their concepts to be seen by us, and then go through a process to become a part of Afternoon WebX or Saturday AM. But the other part of it as well was that there's just the mission why I started myfootprint.com in the first place was the very notion that there were talent in the world, that there is and was talent in the world that that deserved to be seen, and we can try to hunt for that talent like we've done, and we found some exciting people. Again, Beverly Toole, one of the few African American females who's creating manga, comic book content. Mariel Villarreal, one of the few Latina creators who are creating manga content online. That alone is something I'm extremely proud of, that we found creators of that ilk who are super talented. But it's a big world, and there's so many people out there who are getting excited every single day. So we created the pilot manga, secondly, to be able to make it easier for us to find talent, frankly. And so, we started it. I had the idea for a while, but I pitched it to my team probably about 2 months ago. We've got it online very quickly. It's now been online less than a month, or almost a month, and we've got nearly 200 members. We had, I think, over 10 submissions or thereabout, and really, really good. So I'm amazed. It's fantastic. So the pilot manga program, we do a contest every month. So first of all, it's free to join, but it's not easy admission. We check to make sure that you are someone who's serious about art, serious about comic books, serious about manga, that you seriously want to make a career at this, or at least try your hand at it. Because we want to make sure we have a group that is completely, connected around the idea of creating content. We don't want to do anything that is a fan sort of mentality, and you guys have been great for that. So we have those rules to get in. Once you get admitted in, then we have a contest. And we do a contest called Test Flights every single month. We have 4 creators who judge the content, and the rules change every month. But we have four creators who judge it, and so like I said, we had 10 submissions just about this month. It was really strong. That's an excellent percentage, by the way, when you look at how many people we have in the group. So that's an excellent percentage, and I think we're going to have a really exciting future with this. So I'm really excited about this. And again, if you want to become a part of it, I'll post a link here on a thing we have called Showcase. So if you have it, it'll pop up. I know White Manga, I think, was in the podcast, so he might be able to share this information as well, better than I can. Maybe he can probably post something and I'll share it better than I can. But yeah, so that's that. I see you guys have some more questions, so I'll be getting to those in just a moment. Just give me a moment here. So I am posting the information here in the showcase window. If you see it, I'm sure when we edit this Q&A, you'll see it in the future, and you can, like I said, White's usually pretty good about making this thing look a lot better than what I can. So you'll have a chance to access this and get into it. But the web address is facebook.com/groups/Saturday AM Pilot Manga, and it's all just one word, and works very well. Like I said, you'd have to apply for the group. Also, feel free to check out our facebook.com fan page, which is facebook.com/Saturday AM / and that'll take you to some really exciting content we update on a multi-hour basis almost. That, of course, gives you a lot of information behind the scenes of what we're doing with Saturday AM. So, see, we got some more questions. Let's get to those, and we'll be also talking about Saturday Wars here in a little bit. So keep the questions coming. So Abipix Mangaka, he's posted something. Since this is the first pilot with the results that were gathered, you mentioned before, but I'm continuing on with more content in the future. Will they all be different, like a different format? So Abipix, the answer to your question is that, yeah, the rules will change every month. This month I think the rules were that we asked for 2 sequential pages of artwork, a cover page. One sequential page, by the way, had to have a more mundane scene, just people kind of talking. The other one was an action scene. You could do more than that, but those are the 2 that we were looking for. A cover image, 3 character designs, one that was a full turnaround, and more images past that. That was really important for us because, again, we structure this to do a couple of things. Mainly, we want to challenge you to think in a professional format, and that's why our pilot manga group is so unique. If you don't feel any pressure, if you're not focused on trying to actually create something, if this is just kind of like, freedom of a fanboy mentality or fangirl mentality, where it's like, hey, I can kind of draw, and I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball. Let me see if I can make something that's kind of cool like Dragon Ball. If you're not really engaged in trying to actually tell a story and trying to capture people, then there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not what we're looking for. We want to be a group that actually does support the next, Murata-san or the next Kishimoto-san. We want to try to promote that sort of thing. So that's kind of our key focus, and so the rules will change every month, and we will be doing one this month as well for August. We'll be announcing the winner. For those of you who are just tuning in, we'll be announcing the winner on a live Q&A that will occur Monday night, which is August 4th. So definitely, be around for that, and it should be very fun. Let's see. Our next question is from Amit, who is asking. He said, "You mentioned something about my email." Sorry. Yes. You said I can just reply back to the email. So okay, fine. Yes. I did see the email, though, and I will be getting back to you. We're literally just overwhelmed in terms of our schedules day to day. But you asked another question. How do you feel about judging after getting all the entries from the first pilot manga contest? Excited? Are we anxious? I can't speak for the other creators, so I don't know where the other creators are on that scale. I'm not, I'm excited, definitely. I'm not anxious at all about it. I'm excited because, like I said before, we created this specifically to find new talent, and the fact that so many people have that type of talent that we're looking for, the fact that so many people have talent that and had ideas that were so different than what we would have expected, that excites me because, for me, I say this a lot about, fanboys and fangirls. I'm a fanboy, right? I went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy this weekend. I'm a fanboy, but I'm also a fan of the business, and that's a totally different thing. I really enjoy, creating brands. I really enjoy discovering new talent, and I've been doing this for a very long time. So I'm not at all, anxious about it. If anything, I'm excited every time I see a new entry because it's just a new view into a potential possibility of finding the next Kishimoto or the next Murata-san, and so on. So yeah, I'm really excited. And I thought the entries that I saw were all very unique and very cool in their own way. So, again, everyone should tune in Monday for the live Q&A. That's going to be, the live winner. We're going to basically judge the top 4, and then and discuss them, their qualities and so forth. We'll talk about all the entries, but we'll definitely hone in on the top 4, and then we'll reveal the winner, and then we'll reach out to the winner and discuss next steps for their official one shot that they'll get to do inside of Afternoon WebEx. So we're really excited about that. Let's see. So we've got time. I'm still waiting on some more questions. So let's see here. Let me throw out a couple more just information points or data points, as I like to say. So we revealed that we'll be doing Saturday Wars. I don't know how many of you all know about that, but you can find it, of course, on www.saturday-am.com/wars. And Saturday Wars is really awesome. I'm extremely excited about it. I'm actually working right now on the Kickstarter page, because this will be an event that will be we hope you all will support us in being able to produce via Kickstarter. And it's ambitious, and and so like everything that I've done with Saturday AM, I mean, and my footprint, it's all about ambition. You have to want to try to do big things, and so this is really big. We're going to do a crossover. This is an original graphic novel. It will feature all of the characters from Saturday AM and all of the characters from Afternoon WebEx. And we're also going to have other webcomic cameos pop up in there, which will be very exciting. And so, we're really pumped about this. It's a great story. I don't want to spoil it, but it's a big blockbuster budget sort of story. And, again, featuring characters like Sano from Apple Black and Ayumi from Saigami and Isao from Bully Eater, even new characters like Joe and Ether from Catharos and Methalka Lux Nova, respectively. Even the characters that haven't appeared yet in the stories that are coming. TTX, which will be in our 14th issue by Vertical Fish. Some of those characters will pop up in it. Massively multiplayer World of Ghosts, which is my manga. That is going to be debuting in our 16th issue, and those characters will be popping up in it. So really excited. Some of the cameos are going to be just awesome. So I cannot wait. I think you guys will just be blown away by it, and I hope you'll support it. We have some really awesome rewards within the Kickstarter, but we're very excited, and we hope you guys support it. Why we're doing the Kickstarter is really simple, because this will be physical only. This will not be digital. So this will be physical only, and so we really want to try to promote and make this just as awesome as it can be, because you guys have been supporting us so strongly, and you've asked us to have something in print, and this is our answer. So this won't be a repeat. This won't be a reprint of stuff that's already available. This will be an original graphic novel with all of our top creators, all of our top characters, and so it's going to be just a blast, and we're really excited about it. Should be pretty amazing too to have that many webcomic, original webcomic series, in print, in store, sitting next to Batman and X-Men and Archie. I mean, that should be really awesome, and Naruto. So hopefully you guys will support it. We're hoping to have the Kickstarter page up this weekend. Again, very small company, and I've had a lot of stuff with how I pay the bills with my contracting work. So it's been a little delayed, but I'm hoping to have it up this weekend, and hopefully you guys will support it as soon as it becomes available. I'll certainly be shouting it. So, okay, we have some more questions here. Let's see. Next question is from Travis Mason, who says, at some point, are we ever going to have to do a full chapter as a submission, as a future competition or anything like it? So, yeah, I mean, again, this question is about the pilot manga, and you're asking about, the rules for each month. And I mean, I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but like I don't know the answer to that. I mean, I guess I do know the answer to that, but I don't know why I would tell you the answer to that, because part of the pilot manga experience is to fashion a real professional environment to this sort of opportunity. I mean, as I've said before, myfootprint.com's entire mission, our entire mission, is both to expose new people to the creative process who normally would not get a voice. I mean, there's a reason why when you go to Saturday AM and you see all these faces up on the home page, and you go, wow, I didn't know black people or that many women were into manga. And of course, because sadly, there are lots of us out there, but very few of us get those chances, and so we wanted to change that that dynamic and make sure that whether you are a young Caucasian individual from Eastern Europe, or you are a Latina from Central or South America, or you are someone from Africa, like White Manga is from Nigeria. We want to make sure that that you knew that we were a home for you. Japan, is very notorious for not giving a lot of non-Japanese mangaka a chance, and I don't know exactly why that is. I'm not blaming them, so to speak, but that's the reality. I mean, that's just the reality. Whereas America obviously doesn't have that issue. We have all sorts of people doing comic books in America, so that was the chief reason to do it. But the second, and most powerful reason was the fact that there are a lot of talented webcomics out there, but part of the problem with webcomics is that they do not get the love that they deserve, precisely because it's a lot of fans who do it. It's a lot of fanboys and fangirls who do it. So people don't take it seriously. I've talked to many, like I said, I have a long career in corporate America. I talked to many people who are friends of mine who are executives in big corporations, video game and comic book and so on and so forth, and they all say the same thing. They don't have the same view of webcomics precisely because the people involved in webcomics don't take it seriously. It's like they get a girlfriend or a boyfriend, they've got bills due, they've got all these different things that happen, so they don't create the material. They don't create web pages that really allow them to try to make revenue. There's just a lot of things to that, and you can go to the other websites that are out there, many of our competitors, who say, hey, put your content on our web pages, and they have a great business model, right? Because you're helping them grow their website for free, and they're making money on advertising. And then they might cut you in a little bit, but they're making money. And so our perspective on that is, the only way that webcomics will get to be taken seriously is if we have a very serious approach to webcomics. And so all of our creators went through that process at the start. Few of them have backgrounds in this stuff, and so I was very direct with them, and they'll tell you I'm very direct. And you guys I think see that in the pilot manga. So yeah, so the bottom line is, I'm not really interested in giving you the rules. I can read into that question and say, hey, I want to draw a full chapter. My answer to that is why? Like, why would you want to draw a full chapter? If you do, there are other websites to post it on. But my thing is that my interest level is, are you more concerned with actually having something successful and having something that's interesting and so on and so forth, and actually thinking about it? Because before you ever draw a page and commit that time, you should be thinking about the story, thinking about your audience, thinking about the things that matter. Being able to draw, and which is great, and have an idea of a story is not the same thing as creating a comic book, and that's the reality. And so, we try to put that same sort of demand and that sort of pressure on you. And so again, questions like this, like, I understand why you ask it, but like there's, like, I wouldn't tell you the answers, so it doesn't really make a difference. Let's see here. We have a question now from Kinshaw Mishad. Let's see here. So Kinshaw asks, will there always be a winner of pilot manga? Hypothetically speaking, what if none of the manga submitted are up at the level you want for WebX or Saturday AM? Would there be no winner? No, I don't think so, Kinshaw. First of all, let me say I don't think that's going to be the case with this first group of creators. And second of all, I don't believe that that's going to be the case in the future, based off stuff that I've seen. Since we do have the posting days, Sunday you can post your images, you can post them on Tuesday, you can post them on Friday in the pilot manga. I've seen plenty of people that I look at, I'm like, wow, they are really talented, And I've seen plenty of people that I can look at and go, wow, this person's got real skill. They just need time to develop it. So, yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be an issue, personally. I think it's a great question, but I don't think that'll be an issue. Besides, I think the key thing to remember, and I think, again, this is one of those reality checks that I think sometimes fans hopefully have, but maybe they don't have. But like, again, having been involved in corporate America for so long in the entertainment business, where I worked on all these properties, I can tell you that I think I do see this element within a lot of fans of manga in particular, that they get blinded to manga. It's like, it looks different, it's new, a lot of the ideas maybe are different from what you see in your own country, and so it's easy to get seduced by it. I was seduced by it back in the 80s, so I understand how that happens. That being said, though, I've been at this for so long that there's a lot of crap manga out there. There's a lot of crap manga out there that I'm sure that the majority of people, even in our pilot manga, would see and go, "Oh my God, that's awesome!" And it's like, no, it's not. That's really horrible. The artwork sucks. The story is stupid. And so so I don't put manga on any sort of pedestal in terms of quality. It's just like any other medium. Some stuff is good. A lot of stuff is bad. And so And that's not to pick on manga. I'm just using that as an example. American comic books are certainly the same way. Movies are the same way. And so my point in saying all that is to say, look, content is content. It's the hardest thing in the world to do is create content. That's why my plan is to make you guys take it very seriously, because it's extremely hard to do. It's extremely hard to create content. It's not easy. And with the power of the internet now, everybody can do it, which is a good thing. But then the problem with that is that everybody can do it, so you get a lot of crap. So at the end of the day, I'm confident that with the stuff that we'll do with the creators, because we won't take anything, I think, just at face value. If we select a winner, we're going to then talk to that creator. We're going to basically work with them to tweak what they've created, just like they would be in any other situation. And we're going to help them tweak their creation, maybe help them with some design choices, certainly help them with the story and plot. And then they're going to produce a one-shot, and it's going to air in Afternoon WebX over a number of weeks. And then, once that happens, then we'll have a chance to judge it, in terms of whether or not it really caught on with fans. We'll look at the traffic. We'll look at people's responses to it. And then every 6 months, we choose a winner who will actually then get a spot, a real run out within Afternoon WebX. And then, if that's really popular, then we have big plans down the road, even past that. So that's the answer I can give you there, Kinshaw. We have another question, but I would like to take a quick break and just do one of those kind of station identification things. Again, this is the Saturday Q&A. My name is Frederick Jones. I'm the publisher of, I'm the creator of My Footprint, founder of My Footprint, and the publisher of several of our lines. Saturday AM, which is our digital manga magazine. It comes out every 2 weeks and features top manga webcomic creators from around the world. People like Mikhail Dingle, who's right here from America, and Beverly Toole, who's right here in America, to Wally Nguyen, who's one of our really mastermind creators out of Vietnam, or Andrea Voros, who's one of our incredible creators out of Hungary, who has a comic called Saigami. Saturday AM is a really awesome product. I'm really proud of it. It's basically like a weekly Shonen Jump, for lack of a better comparison. It usually has anywhere from 70 to 100 pages, and as we get more series on, we'll cross over that 100-page threshold. But there's just not a digital comic, I think, on the market that really meets what we do. We have interviews with top digital creators. The layout is exceptional by Wally Nguyen. And we have some of the best comics out there, original comics out there, from Apple Black to Saigami, Catharos, the upcoming TTX, and so Bully Eater, and so on. So we're really excited with Saturday AM, and the best part about it is just the way our company functions, the value you get. So from 70 to 100 pages, you get that sort of value every 2 weeks, and you're only paying, if you're buying single issues, $1.99. And if you compare that with Comixology or some of the other digital comics out there, or digital distribution groups out there. For example, Walking Dead, which I love, is a 30-some page comic for $2.99, which is the same price as it is in the comic book stores for a physical print copy. Now that's their right to do that, and I actually pay for it. But that being said, what a value you get for for new creators of the type of quality that we offer. $1.99 per issue, full color. Some chapters, by the way, like Catharos, is full color, and again, interactive, high-res PDFs, DRM free. How do you beat that? It's hard to beat that. And so you can get that for $1.99 per issue, or you can subscribe for just $5 a year. That's 20 issues, $5 a year. Best deal in comic books. I'm convinced of that, and we've got many reviews that state that it's the best deal in comics. Second of all, I publish Afternoon WebX, which is our daily manga webcomic line. It's really fantastic. You check it out. It's got some excellent creators from Mexico, Canada, and so on. We have Storybook on Tuesdays. I'm sorry, Mondays, Storybook. Wednesdays, we have Shapeshifters, which is a really great manga. It's really catching on very fast with you guys. Thursdays, we have Wanted, Dead or Dead by Muriel Villarreal, just a fantastic and fun manga comic, Western sort of weird supernatural Western, followed by on Fridays Spoon, which is really one of the anchors of Saturday of Afternoon WebX, done by the very cool David Yoon, Unicorn. And so Afternoon WebX is a great line. So we soon will have content 5 days a week. It updates every day at the same time at 1 p.m. and so it makes it very easy to follow. Many of the series up there have over 10 chapters already, so you can go and spend like an entire couple of days just reading the content and getting caught up. And the best part is that it's free, 100% free. So again, exclusive content just like Saturday AM. And then last but not least, we have Well Read, which is our ebook line. We have an ebook out right now, 99 cents, 475 interactive pages. You can't beat it. It's amazing content. And so that's basically everything that we're doing. Of course, you can support our creators by purchasing T-shirts and/or art prints. We have art prints literally for $6. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculously low price. You can get a white manga original print for $6. You can see on our Facebook fan page. We've had some fans who've posted artwork of it up. It's amazing. $6. You pay for shipping, of course, but the entire package is less than you would pay for maybe an artist that you don't even like that good or is not even that good talent-wise, but you would pay a hell of a lot less than that with us. So we're really excited about the stuff we're doing. Our creators, obviously, the stuff that you buy when you support us supports them. We're really working towards having a really big operation that can support all of our creators in the best way possible. So please, make sure you support us, whether it's our brand new Kickstarter coming out for Saturday Wars or it's the stuff we're doing now. Let's now move it to some more questions. We have a new question from Jay Will Be Great. He has a great question about the podcast, TGIS. He says, if we get big enough, will you host every episode, or will we hire someone to host the podcast? And that's a really great question, Jay Will, and the answer is, I don't know. I do tend to think long term with the stuff that we do. Like I said, I think ambition is the only way to go when you're creating something new. That's how we've gotten to where we are today. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will say that if you read our blog, we just got a new writer in called Will Cohen, and he's incredibly talented. And Will's going to be writing. He wrote our Guardians of the Galaxy review, by the way, and he's going to be writing more stuff for us. Also, going to be helping with an upcoming with a series that we have. And so yeah, I think our first objective is to grow our brand and grow our site. But if we got big enough, a couple things I can see happening. I can certainly see us doing more stuff on our YouTube channel, and I can certainly see us having a more ambitious podcast. Right now, it's going to be every 2 weeks. We'll try to have it Saturday mornings, and then Saturday Q&As that night, so that you have something to look forward to every Saturday, whether it's an issue of Saturday AM or it's a Saturday Q&A podcast, or Saturday TGIS podcast, I mean. So yeah, but who knows? I mean, if we had a really talented person that approached us and had the requisite skill sets to produce the podcast, and yeah, we probably would. Yeah. Let's see. We have a new question from AV Epics, who corrected me on how to say their name. Thank you, AV. I didn't have it right the first time. Let's see. When someone is chosen by Saturday AM for their manga, after a time, did that person decide to sell the manga? That's a really great question, AV. That's a really great question. So first and foremost, again, one of the things that separates us from a lot of other publishers out there, and I think this is a really important point, so I'm really glad you asked this question, because I saw this question pop up in the pilot manga submissions, and I'm a bit bemused sometimes when I hear people be like, people who've never produced a comic book, never sold anything, and they start talking about, well, if I get chosen, I got to get paid. It's like I don't really know what to do with stuff like that. I really find it to be embarrassing almost, and I'm going to be very blunt when I say this, but I find it to be really embarrassing conversation because, number one, this is business, and if you can prove that you can help me with my business, then of course money's on the table. But if you don't have that ability to actually prove to me you're going to help me with money, help me generate money for my company, for the people that are generating money for our company, then I have a tough time understanding why you would even make that comment. That's like, that's like going into a store that's not hiring you in the first place and saying, look, I'd love to work here, you have to give me some money. It's like, I don't understand that mentality. So that's a really crazy mentality. Second of all, let's understand too that with my footprint, our entire mantra is the fact that not only do we give creators who maybe normally would not get a chance, but more important, and put a good professional apparatus around that. But more importantly, we you own your own creation. I mean, like, again, I don't think people understand how publishing works. If you were to go to job at Marvel or DC, you're not going to own that creator. If you create the next Deadpool or the next Wolverine or the next Batman, you don't own it. You're going to get some royalty from it. You'll get paid from it. You may not get paid what you want to get paid, but you'll get some stuff out of it. But you're not going to own it. And so ownership is a really powerful thing. But ownership doesn't come cheaply. It's like there's a thing. There's elements on both sides that have to happen for ownership. So the bottom line is that yes, all of our creators are exclusive with us. Number one, so you don't see their stuff on other websites unless it's stuff that appeared before they became exclusive with us, and we like it that way because frankly, if you find out about David Yoon or Andrew Sterling, if you find out about them on another website that's got their earlier material, that's great because hopefully you'll get hooked and then you'll come to us for the new stuff. So I don't mind that at all. But all the creators who are exclusive to us, they own their own properties though. We don't own anything within their properties, and and so you can view that as the fact that they're still with us. That is the sort of loyalty and trust that goes back and forth between both groups. So yes, if a creator ultimately was chosen with Pilot Manga or was with us in general and decided that they wanted to sell their property, if we get big enough, first of all, we buy it from them. But yes, if they decide to sell it, obviously, if we really like working with them, obviously, we'd feel sad about it and we'd probably try to talk them out of it, but him or her. But no, at the end of the day, I feel great pride in the fact that our creators own their own property. I mean, as you get older, you understand the value of ownership. I think maybe when you're younger, you don't, but as you get older, you definitely understand it. It's a very powerful idea. So, I think that's a great question, and yes, we do honor that. Let's see. Jay Will Be Great has a question himself here. Let me see what they've got. We're going to keep this going for another 10 minutes, and then I think we'll wrap it up. Let's see here. Travis Mason is asking, when is the next set of rules going to be released for this month's contest? And I think I posted this in the Pilot Manga group, but like I said, I've been extremely busy, and obviously we're judging these manga for the first for July. So the plan will be that we'll post the rules. Well, we don't post the rules, actually. I take that back, Travis. We don't post the rules. We'll post the dates probably during the live reveal of the winner, the dates, and then obviously it'll be on the Pilot Manga site. But the rules, though, we don't put those out until about 2 or 3 weeks before the actual end of the competition. So in other words, if I think there's 31 days in August, I'm not sure. If there's 31 days in August, then we'll probably let you know somewhere around the 17th or 18th. Typically when we'll do it. Again, because I want to create that mentality within you. Again, you can try to guess what we're going to do. I think you asked a question earlier about a full chapter. You can try to guess what we're going to do, but it's not going to help you really. So we'll post them probably about 2 weeks ahead of when it's due, and that way you're really focused on getting it done. Let's see. Next question is from Jay Will Be Great. Jay Will Be Great's got a whole bunch of questions. Let's see. Jay Will Be Great asks, what happens if someone submits a manga without digital? Would that make a difference, or did someone say that already? I don't understand that question, Jay Will. What happens if someone submits a manga without digital? I don't understand what you're saying there, so you have to repost that. Let's see. Amit asked a question. It's kind of a follow-up to AV's question about selling, if a creator sold their property. So it says, this is kind of a follow-up. If Marvel or DC found value in Saturday AM and offered to buy out Saturday AM, would you accept? So no, no, I wouldn't. And I mean, when I started this, my exact comment was, I want to be the Marvel Comics of the digital age. I want to be the vanguard for this next generation of comic book fans in the world. And we have a long way to go to get there. And I think anytime you create something you know, if you have a professional view of it, frankly, I think you tend to recognize that these things take a very long time. Your ambition, you know, I tell people all the time when they work with us, I say I can give you, I can give people, I can make you famous, so to speak. I can give you, you know, a higher profile online. I can make your stuff look really good. I can bring you even a little bit of money. But what I can't do is give you ambition. Ambition is something you have to have. You have to believe. You have to truly want, at the sacrifice, I might add, of other things sometimes. But you have to really want whatever you want. You know, whether it's the love of your life, or a brand new video game, something as mundane as that. But you know, if you want a career as a manga webcomic career, you have to really want it, because it's very lonely and it's going to try you. It's going to test you. Anything that is truly ambitious is going to test you at the core. So Saturday AM at My Footprint, Afternoon WebX, Well Read, we have other lines coming in the future. These things test me, and I've been at this for a very long time, so it doesn't test me as much as it could. It still tests me. I go to bed thinking about it. I wake up thinking about it. I'm not prepared to give that up unless, you know, it just doesn't look like I can do anything more with it. But I'm not prepared to give that up just because someone comes along and says, I really like this. Not when I have ambitious plans for it. So, no, I don't intend to sell it. Let's see here. How do you get, sorry, Jay will be great. Another question from Jay will be great. How do you get to make an ebook for Saturday AM? Is there something like Pilot Manga but for ebooks? Excellent question, Jay Will. Not right now, there's not, no. So the easy thing to say here is that if you have an ebook concept, please submit it to me at info@saturday-am.com. So that's info, like INFO, at saturday-am.com. Just put a subject title onto it, ebook, and don't attach your ebook, but you know, tell me a little bit about it, and then obviously we'll reach back out to you. One of our editors or myself will reach back out to you, and we will try to find out more about what you're trying to do and whether or not that fits what we're looking for, and go from there. But we will be trying to eventually put ebooks either inside of Pilot Manga or something of that nature. We certainly would like to do that at some point. Let's see, Eli Camacho. Eli, yeah, you had an original post, Eli, that I deleted because it was just like you're up late. I don't know what you want me to do with that. But let's see, Eli has a question here. His question is, I understand that selling physical books is like a death sentence right now. Not necessarily, Eli, but I get your point. Do you plan on selling physical copies of the manga in the future? Will the manga always be digital? Like, would I be able to buy Apple Black Volume 1 one day? So, short answer is yes. We do intend to do physical. Like I said, I wouldn't agree it's a death sentence. I think that you know, when you're trying to start a business, and like I said before, and I'll say this many times, if you all watch the Q&As or interact with me via Pilot Manga, this is business. Like, I'm not doing this because I'm a fan. Like, I'm not doing this to promote the well-being of someone's art in Macedonia or something like that. Like, that's not my goal. My goal is to create a business, and a profitable business, and a business that works to help do the missions that I talked about earlier about bringing more types of creators to the pool and to make webcomics the next big thing. So it's a business, and so absolutely, print is part of business. That being said, starting a business like what I'm trying to do, print is very difficult because you essentially make inventory, physical inventory. You create it. It sits in a warehouse. All that stuff costs money. And then if no one's buying it, it costs money. If a lot of people buy it and you don't estimate how many people are going to buy it, and a lot of people do, and then you go back and print some more, but you print more than what you need, that becomes an issue. So it's very difficult. And again, these are the sorts of things that I think a lot of creators don't think about because the world of digital has made it so easy for webcomic creators to just put their stuff out there. And that's why, again, why our Pilot Manga group is structured in such a way that we want it to be difficult. We want you to feel what it feels like to create something and to go through the process. So, because, like I said, when I was growing up, the only other way you would do it, because there was no internet, so the only other way you would do it is you would physically produce a comic. You would go out, physically draw the comic, no digital, uploads or anything like that. You would then pay to get, let's say, 500 copies printed. You didn't necessarily have a shot at Diamond back in those days, back in the 80s and early 90s. So you would then have to, hawk it to local comic book stores and things like that, and hope that eventually a distributor would find you. So it was very difficult, very long, and those days are so much better nowadays. But the problem is that because it was so long, because it was so hard, because it was so expensive, you had to really want to do this. You had to really want to do it. And I think digital has made it now to where you can only be halfway interested in creating a comic and produce it. And so that's the problem with digital. So yeah, we certainly intend to do physical. In fact, I can say today, I mean officially, that our goal is to announce in the fourth quarter. We'll certainly be announcing 2 books that will be physical books that we'll be producing, and there'll be collections of the first several chapters as well as some new content. So I'm officially announcing that. I won't say which titles they are. You probably can guess one of them, and we'll be making a big deal about it, marketing and all that good stuff very soon. But yeah, we certainly will be working to get 2 of those out by the end of the year. Let's see here. Next question, Amit. And again, I just want to let everybody know that we have about about another 5 minutes or so. So if you got any other questions regarding Saturday Q&A, the TGIS podcast, our pilot manga program, Saturday Wars, or of course just the stuff that we do with Saturday AM, please feel free to get your questions in now. These are the last couple of minutes that we'll have. And then I'll also just finish up with the station break, just giving all important notes about upcoming stuff. So Amit asked, regarding other positions such as blogging and web design, are there any ways to figure out more about the needs of Saturday AM and what staff they need if we want to contribute to the brand in other ways besides comics? Again, that's an excellent question, and like I said before, I got in your email. So yeah, I mean, I had this conversation actually with a couple people in Pilot Manga who reached out to me separately, and I mean, so first of all, again, like I said, we have no procedure, right? We're like any other website. We're trying to grow, and if you want to get your name out there as a writer, contact us. Absolutely, contact us, because I can tell you that most most websites operate this way. I mean, I can tell you right now that again, if you don't have a following, then I'm not going to pay you to do a blog post. I mean, it's just most websites are not going to pay you to do a blog post when you have no following, or if you haven't really done it before. You cut your teeth, frankly. A lot of editors of a lot of websites now cut their teeth producing, writing blogs. It's a great way to get noticed. I remember when I was 12, my first quote-unquote professional writing gig was for my local newspaper, and they would send me to concerts and things like that. And I didn't get paid for it, but I got a byline in the newspaper, and that's part of my resume when I got into my university. When I got into the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. So, this is nowadays with websites, it's no different. It's like use it as an opportunity to get your name out there. So now that's what we have, and we are definitely looking for that. So if there are people out there who would like to write about, we're looking for people who can review webcomics, which is I think a really big area, movies, anime, manga, video games, music, cultural events, interview creators. All of those things are things that we're absolutely be looking for. We have standards, so I'll say again, just like with the pilot manga, this is not a situation where you send us something, we run it. You will send us something if you decide to. If you reach out to us and we say, yep, here's what we're looking for, and you produce it, we will say to you, okay, well, we checked the facts and this is wrong or that's wrong. I mean, I got an entry the other day for San Diego Comic-Con, and it was wrong. I mean, there's stuff in there that was just factually wrong, and so we just kicked it right back to that creator. So I would say to you, take it seriously, because just like the comic books, your ego will get hurt if you are approaching us and you've not done any work, you've not redone the research, you've not checked your grammar. Not that grammar is 100% critical. I mean, those things that can slide. But if you haven't checked your facts, then that's a problem, and you're going to get blasted for it. It's like, take it seriously. Just like the pilot manga thing, you have to take it seriously. So that was Amit's question. We have one more from Eli here. I'm sorry, Amit. One thing I'll say to you as well, is you asked about design. Absolutely. In fact, that's one area that we really are very specifically looking for is some assistance with design, people who can assist Wally Wynn. So again, if anyone is interested, please shoot an email to info at saturday-am.com, and just put on there, blog help, and we will and tell us what you would like to do, and one of our editors or myself will get back in touch with you, and we'll take it from there specifically. You can also reach out to us, I might add, on Skype. My footprint is the name on Skype. I will not respond to everything that's sent to me, so unless you make it specific about something, do that. But I'm not gonna. I just don't have the time to respond to stuff like, hey, how's it going, man, and stuff like that. I can't do that. So our last question here, I think, is from Eli Camacho. And Eli asks, what exactly is Saturday Wars? I might have missed it, but I've been hearing about it a lot. So Eli, yeah, Saturday Wars, I did talk about it a little bit earlier. I'll just kind of reiterate it. It's a great way to close the segment. So Saturday Wars is going to be, obviously we're a digital company. Saturday Wars is going to be a printed 200-page original graphic novel. It's the size of a traditional manga book. It's going to feature every character from Saturday AM and Afternoon WebEx that we currently publish, including some series that are that haven't debuted yet, like Massively Multiplayer World of Ghosts and TTX, which comes out in our 14th issue, I believe. And it's going to be huge. It's going to be like like some of the really great crossovers that I grew up with, things like Crisis on Infinite Earths from DC Comics, or Civil War, which some of you guys may have been into from Marvel. It's going to be like one of those really big crossovers. It's a big storyline. It's got a lot of action, a lot of just blockbuster, explosive sort of stuff. The thing that I'm proudest of with it, though, is that for the first time, it's going to be a collection of webcomic original creators who started in webcomics, or amateur creators, who will be in comic book stores sitting next to Naruto and Batman and X-Men and stuff like that. And that is awesome. And so we're going to have cameos. We're going to be soliciting cameos from a lot of webcomic creators. We want this to be a big event. And we're going to be having a Kickstarter that will go live, because we want to fund this through Kickstarter, because, again, printing a book is expensive. So we're not going to be asking for a lot of money, so no one needs to worry about that. And we've been successful before. Beverly Toole, who's going to be a part of this with her comic Catharos, did a Kickstarter the month that she joined us, and she raised $3,000. So we feel very confident we'll be able to raise our money, but we do ask, obviously, for all of our fans to support us. If you're just a fan of webcomics in general, I think it's worth supporting us, because we intend to use our brand to try to bring some credibility to webcomics, and also to do our part, like so many other people have done, to help webcomics get more awareness. So really excited about it. Look for that Kickstarter. We'll be screaming it on the Saturday Wars page, which is saturday-am.com/wars, WARS, /. You can't miss it, but please do support it and tell your friends about it. And it really is going to be awesome. The stuff that we've created, the stuff that you guys won't see for quite a while, actually, but the stuff that is there is just awesome. I can't contain my excitement. I think you guys are going to be blown away by it. Last question, actually. Jay Will has a last question, so we're going to answer that, and then we'll be done with that. So Jay Will asks, what happens if the submission of manga is super good, but they can't do digital due to personal reasons? So, you didn't really go into detail, Jay Will, so I don't know exactly what you mean by personal reasons, but I mean, so I don't really know how to answer that, because you didn't go into details. Obviously, if you have this concern, you can post it in our pilot manga. I think that's fine. You can post it in the pilot manga, and we'll take a look at that from there. I don't think there should be a big issue with that. I think I don't know what the personal issue would be. I mean, we certainly take steps to protect people's work, so I don't know if that's the personal issue you're talking about. But again, in more detail, you just really lay out the detail and put that up on the pilot manga site, and we'll certainly take a look at that, and I can answer that for you there. I guess this is the very last question. This is Kinshaw McShaw, and I'm going to answer it because it's a great question. He asks, he says, will this Saturday Wars be drawn by one select artist, where all the creators draw their own characters? And the answer, Kinshaw, is that all of the creators will draw their own characters. And like I said, we're going to have some surprises in there. We're going to have some artists that are not connected to us who are going to be in this book. And so it's going to be really, really awesome. I cannot contain my excitement for it. I don't think you guys, I don't think anyone really understands exactly how cool this thing will be, but it's going to be really cool. And so, again, we'll be putting stuff out there for it. Hopefully I can get everything up this weekend on Kickstarter and get that kicked off. But more importantly, you guys are awesome, and I hope you guys support it. And so let's just finish up and just say that again, thank you all for showing up for this. You guys are always awesome. You guys absolutely make the stuff that we're doing just awesome. I mean, you guys are really amazing. You've supported us from the very beginning. You guys have shown us love. You've never let us feel like what we're doing is inferior or lame. And I think you guys know that we take very seriously what we do. So if we produce something that's not at our best, that we certainly we'll tell you that we're not happy with the results. And so I can't thank you guys enough. This is very difficult work, the stuff that we do. As I've told people before, when you create a comic, when you make a video game, when you sculpt something, it is lonely work. It is very, very lonely work. It is you by yourself doing something, and it's lonely. It's very lonely. And so you have to have a really good support base around you, and that's why we want the pilot manga to be something that is open and friendly and really supports creators, doesn't make fun of people for the way they draw or for who they like in terms of characters or their racial or ethnic or religious backgrounds. Like, the pilot manga is free of that, and we're free of that. And again, you can see how committed we are to that because how diverse our creator lineup is. But the fact that you guys have embraced it just means so much to us. It really does. It is. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I want to thank you for supporting us. Again, if you have never bought, which I know a lot of you haven't, by the way, a T-shirt, please buy a T-shirt from us. We have some awesome T-shirts. We have both T-shirts that are just like really cool sayings, like Original Gamer and stuff like that. Those are very cheap, by the way. And then we have some of the really high-end T-shirts that have our logos and stuff on it. When you do that, you're supporting our creators, and you're helping put money in their pocket, which is always a great thing, and helping them kind of be able to continue doing this, because it is a huge sacrifice when you do this. And these guys are taking huge sacrifices. Everyone in the company is taking huge sacrifices to get this company where it needs to be. And so every bit helps. Every subscription we sell helps. Every single issue that you buy helps. Every time you click on an Afternoon WebEx comic or check out one of the ads that we have on our site, that helps. And so, I hate to talk business, but, just helping us continue to do the stuff that we're doing, if you believe in what we're trying to do, is a big deal, and we really appreciate every bit of support you guys have given us. Also, our prints are some of the cheapest prints you'll ever buy. We have them on our Gumroad page. That's Gumroad, GUMROAD.com/SaturdayAM. And you'll see some prints up there from White Manga, from Wally Wynn, for just $6. You can't beat that, That's $6 for the print, and then you pay for shipping. So, again, you guys have been amazing. We have some really awesome things planned in the future. We intend to take this brand forward to be the next big thing in digital anything. We want to be the next big thing in that, and we believe we can get there on your support. The Saturday Q&A, again, this is a regular series that we have. You can find it on our YouTube channel, but you also can find it every Saturday night. The times may change, but typically it's about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And next week we will have Vertical Fish, the creator of the new manga that we'll have exclusively called TTX. It's a futuristic racer manga. You can find out, you can see some images of it on the homepage. If you go to our site and go to TTX, the homepage for it. It's going to be a kick-ass manga. I think you guys are going to love it. So make sure you subscribe if you aren't subscribed so you can check it out. It's going to be a pretty large first chapter, too, just like Mythalica Lux Nova. First chapter, this is going to be, I think, over 40 pages, so definitely check it out. It's going to be hot. So that'll be next Saturday. Likewise, we will have the TGIS podcast up soon. So every Saturday as we go forward, you can expect to see, on some Saturdays, you'll see the TGIS podcast that morning, and then the Q&A that evening. And then on other Saturdays, you'll have the latest issue of Saturday AM, issue 14 or issue 15. And in the evening, you'll have the Saturday Q&A. And we have some big names coming up. We have Vertical Fish. David Yoon will be on the Q&A. Raymond Brown, creator of Bully Eater, will be on the Q&A. So we've got some really great creators, and we have some creators outside of Saturday AM who are coming as well. We will reschedule Joey Ellis, creator of Leaky Timbers, and make sure that he gets on here eventually. So again, thank you guys so much. Thank you for putting up with this kind of ghetto Q&A process that I have here. You guys really rock, and I thank you for it. We will chat with you guys Monday. I'm sorry, don't forget Monday. We will have the Pilot Manga Q&A. That's going to be very big. It's not the Pilot Manga Q&A, I'm sorry, but it'll be the Pilot Manga reveal. We will reveal the winner of our Pilot Manga group, original creators who are pitching projects to Saturday AM and Afternoon WebEx for us to run, and we're going to choose a winner. We had about 10 entries this first time, and so we're going to choose one of those submissions. And that's going to be a live event. It'll have all the judges there: White Manga, Beverly Toole, creator of Catharos, and Andrew Sterling from Storybook. So everyone will be there, and you guys should look forward to it. It'll be live. It'll be on our YouTube page or our Google Plus page if you go to that to read it. Of course, it'll be also on-demand viewing afterwards. But we will basically break down the top 4 creators. That'll be at 10 p.m. On Monday night and Eastern Standard Time, and so we hope you guys will join us for that. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks again for checking us out. I really appreciate it.